and welcome back, one and all, to the Love and Action Daily Boost program. I'm Dr. Flo, not telling you what I heard, what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. And every day online, I encourage, equip, and empower bold dreamers to use their time, talent, and treasure to make very good trouble on the planet and to realize their dreams. And I help people actualize their dreams and get clarity about their dreams every day. Of course, I'm joined on Sundays for Root Chakra Sunday by the wonderful Tara Praolo Studio, who, after her brilliant yawn, is going to introduce herself to the crowd. How are you doing today, Praolo?
Y'all, I'm tired today, so if you see me yawn more than normal, it's not because Dr. Flo is boring me. It is because I got like maybe 5 hours of sleep last night. I am very, very tired. So just bear with me. But I'm Tara Prilo. I am your resident white. Nope, that's the wrong intro. I am your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Dr. Flo said something about me being the expert, like a go-to person for like blackening the canon or something. And I got to go back and like listen to that about 100 times and then put it in my intro because it's probably true. So yeah. And if you're interested in working with me, just go to the website, lovedandlovable.bio.link, or working with Dr. Flo, or coming onto the podcast, or like doing anything like following your dreams, then you should go to the website and you can click through. But I'm at the Tara's website. Imagine that.
We have daily programs. We take daily action for love. We gather in community and we connect with our community daily about their dreams, and we listen and we don't judge, and we're growing together, which is part
Mostly.
of, yeah, I mean, there's judgment, but trust me, y'all, it's
But there's
deserved.
it's loving judgment. It's not like we're gonna hate you forever judgment. It's just like, huh, that was a choice, and then we move past it.
When people are acting out, you're allowed to say they're
You're
acting
acting
out.
out.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. There are reconciliation processes and lots of love to be had. Love is abundant. Love is free.
Love
Love is
is a
not, and
battlefield.
love is a battlefield. Today, as every Sunday, we are anchoring in our root chakra. The root chakra is the foundation of safety, stability, and strength. And this chakra is known as Muladhara. It's the first chakra in the traditional seven chakra system. We find it located, or we focus on it as located at the base of the spine. It governs our sense of security, our groundedness, and our connection to the earth. And of course, we came from the earth, and to the earth is where we're going to return.
You bet your bottom dollar.
I mean, one way in, one way out. And this element of the earth and the color red, the mantra Lam, and these themes of safety, belonging, physical identity, tribal connection, and roots is something that keeps us grounded. If you're out there and you are a performer, a visionary, a humanitarian, a strong root chakra provides you with the courage to take up space. We'll talk about that in a moment. The grounded presence to stand before others, as we're doing today on the podcast, and the resilience to move through adversity. And so if you're on stage, or you're coaching someone, or you're like me and seeking to lead a donation-based tour, it's important that your inner foundation is firm. Would you like to review with folks, Praolo, how balancing a root chakra might come into being? Some ideas
Yeah.
for the people who are listening today?
I would love I'm not sure that I've ever like I've read this page with you, but I've not read this particular parenthesis which says the first thing it suggests is earthing, which I love. I love that word. It might be hard to say. Don't try to sing it. But walking barefoot in nature. I did that this morning and last night with my kiddo, who was having a lot of fun running around in my in-laws' yard, which is big and open, and it was just really nice. You could also practice mindful breath work and grounding meditations. Dr. Flo will sometimes do this at least once a week on TikTok, and you could come chill in his TikTok and listen to some meditations or affirmations alongside him as he wakes up in the morning. I believe that segment is called Wake Up with Flo. I think that's what it's called. Um, Honoring your body with nourishment and rest. And y'all better believe that, yes, I will be going to bed early tonight. And I did eat I ate before I got here, which is literally the only reason I'm still awake. Okay, y'all. No, I read that one. Releasing inherited beliefs about scarcity and survival. And I remember talking about this one a couple of weeks ago. And I have so many thoughts on this day about scarcity and how we view it and how it influences our decisions and like how we decide, like, what do I want to say? Like how we choose. Like I often feel like, okay, so for instance, yesterday, I was emailed about an offer of about something, and Dr. Flo knows about this, and my knee-jerk reaction, I haven't talked to Dr. Flo at all about this yet, was like, I'm leaving, da da da. But the whole reason that I like the reason that I like knee-jerked into scarcity was like, it was like, oh, okay, well, I've got this coming up and then I've got this. And so I have a scarcity of time. I have a scarcity of money. I have a scarcity of like brain space to give. And then I was like, do I want to live that way or do I want to release it? And I remember having a discussion with Dr. Flo with you a long time ago about releasing money, right? Like you have to release the money for it to come back to you. And if we're hoarding money, like first of all, money is fake. Y'all have heard us talk about this on Deconstruction Junction forever, but like, why are we hoarding it? Or like, if you have enough to live and you know that you're going to be getting more, like that there is money coming, then like why be scared of losing, some of it now? So anyway, I've been really thinking about scarcity today. Um, and also like I saw this, I shared it to my stories, but feeding the children in Gaza and like the intentional starvation and the survival that they're having to literally fight for. Um, yeah, it's just there's so much releasing inherited beliefs about scarcity and survival. Like, how can we be in abundance when we know that others are struggling to survive? And I think that's a large thing that we've been talking about in the clubhouse rooms and beyond over the past few weeks. And it is hard. It is really hard. You know, how do you feel about that
Especially when $700,000 worth of free food, which I know it's oxymoronic to say, but USAID, a dismantled humanitarian organization, has 700,000 plus dollars worth of food in Dubai that is going to cost another $100,000 to destroy. And it's nutrient dense biscuits to help solve starvation for children and families in war torn countries and also in impoverished countries. And the food's not moving and it's about to expire. And no one's talking about how to get it into the hands and the mouths of the people who need it. This is a contrived scarcity. This is forced hunger. This is forced genocide. And rooting yourself and grounding yourselves in this time, especially with the feed telling us of the horror, but not really connecting us in ways to help us heal it, is ridiculous. We spent a significant amount of an hour this morning jumping from social audio platform to platform, trying to find solid ground to connect. And we ultimately came to the conclusion that the powers that hold and own the algorithms do not really want us to connect in the ways they say they do. And that's the most frustrating part of being a light worker and a healer and a humanitarian in these times. It's that we're trying to release those inherited beliefs about scarcity and survival, and yet the systems want to sell us a titty shaking table on TikTok. Or some other product that we don't need.
With your mic, you're gonna have to listen to that little chunk back because that was funny. It's got its own like drum. It's like I love it.
Oh my gosh.
We have questions for you. Y'all know the new format of Boost. We have 10 questions. Maybe I'll read the first 5, Dr. Flo will read the second 5, and then we will maybe ask each other one each. And then we'll go from there. And we would love for you to answer in the comments if you're here with us right now, or if you're listening to this later on any platform that you are, or bring it to a Clubhouse room. If one of these questions stuck out to you, like last week, I remember there was a question about visualizing, and both of us were kind of like, oh, we're going to think about that during the week. Did I think about it during the week? No, honey. But do I remember that I told myself that I was going to think about it during the week? You betcha bottom dollar I do. Okay. So if there's something that stands out to you that you want to discuss in the Spaces with Love and Action Network, please bring it forward. Be bold, as I told one of our community members this week. Okay. So the root chakra. Oh, I have to introduce the week. Hold on. We are in week 30, which means there's only 22 weeks left in the year. But it's going to be okay. Nobody panic. We're not in scarcity. We're in abundance. We're in abundance. Okay. And oh, what a week. Dr. Flo's going to like this week. The theme of the week is the soundtrack of love. Focusing on music as a form of love aligned with our daily chakras that y'all know about. Today's theme, speaking of drums, is grounding in rhythm. My kiddo loves rhythm. Music that brings safety, stability, belonging, or connection to your roots. Yes, bitch. Okay. Here are some questions. Here are the first 5. What song reminds you of home or that is what it says here. What song reminds you of home or family, and why? Which rhythm or beat makes you feel grounded in your body? What was the first song you ever truly connected with? How does music help you feel safe or rooted when life feels chaotic? And what love songs remind you of your ancestry and cultural roots?
I'm going to go with question number 2. Which rhythm or beat makes you feel grounded in your body?
I went, oh,
I heard you.
because like for me, okay, so something that we teach very young kids, and very young kids can get it. They get it. It's just the steady beat. And we all have like a speed that generally between like 90 and 95 for those of you that are type A and want a metronome marking. But we all have like a steady beat that if you just ask people to tap, they're going to tap at some rhythm. Some people are a little bit faster. This is my steady beat. That's it. I also really love triplets. Triplets really ground me, but in particular, that steady beat, I can find it all the time. It's always the same speed every time. Yeah, that's the one that's most grounding. Do you have one?
Do you think that's connected to your heartbeat or what?
I honestly don't know. I'm sure there's science behind it. But it might be the heartbeat. But the heartbeat has like 2. It's like at regular intervals.
Right.
Bum, bum, bum,
You hope at
bum,
regular
bum,
intervals.
bum. Yeah. Otherwise, you have arrhythmia, and I hope it's not causing you any pain today.
Loved and lovable. Yeah, my answer is a binaural beats. And
Oh,
I want to
yes.
explain to people what that is.
Please.
Binaural beats are an auditory illusion created when 2 different tones, each presented to a separate ear, are perceived by the brain as a single pulsing tone. And this perceived tone is the difference in frequency between the 2 original tones. But these beats are thought to influence brainwave activity, potentially impacting moods, focus, and sleep. And whenever I'm getting a little riled up and a little anxious in life, binaural beats typically behind a 432 hertz frequency, always makes me feel amazing. And I've been sharing it with people all this week. I know it's a little cheesy. I know it doesn't work for everybody. But for me, just going into my noise canceling earphones and just stilling myself and saying, like, yo, you know, chill. It's wonderful. And those are the beats that make me feel grounded in my body.
Love
Also,
that.
like tribal drums and things like that, like the ancestral or indigenous tribal drums that people
Mm-hmm.
beat on some of these tracks with the flutes, like
Mm-hmm.
the tribal drums with the
I
flutes. That's
I
so
love an African cross rhythm. Like
cool.
I've seen my college brought in a West African drumming group. Like I don't remember their name, but that was really cool to like experience that. And so whenever I hear it, and this was like one of the other questions. So he was like, what was the question? Um oh, I don't see it. I don't know. Anyway, so that particular concert helped me figure out how to do like 2 versus 3. This is very theoretical, y'all. This is music theory, but 2 versus 3 and 3 versus 4, which basically means that like one of your hands, if you're playing piano, is doing a 3 pattern and your other hand is doing a 4 pattern, and 2 and 3, vice versa. Um, but it also those rhythms show up in things like Mozart. And so like that is actually really what started my obsession. Hearing African cross rhythms in the rhythmic canon of white composers is what started my whole pull into black classical canon music. So that also grounds me.
You should share that story with the world more often than just today.
I will. I can That's an easy reel to make. I can do that.
It's only the pillar or one of the pillars of blackening the canon, which Tara's working on with a soon and forthcoming team that we're calling in from out of the universe, out of the ethers, as one of the members of our community says. And I look forward to the exploration of all of that because that's not something that I was necessarily interested in music school, but it's something that would definitely sit at the feet of those who know it well and learn, you know?
Absolutely.
All right. So going forward with our question today, and remember today's theme is all about music that brings safety, stability, belonging, and connection to our roots. And so how we use music and our love of music to ground ourselves. So here's some questions for Tara to consider, and for those of you listening in the podcast and the TV show to consider as well. How do you use music to return to yourself when you feel lost? What is your musical go-to for regaining stability or calm? Who or what gave you your foundation in music or love? What instruments or sounds feel like home to your soul? And the last question is, can you recall a moment when a song saved you from fear or disconnection? Which question are you choosing to answer? Those are amazing questions.
They were there. I was like, ooh, which one? I think I think I know pieces of the answer to each of these for you, but I would love to hear number 8. Who or what gave you your foundation in music or love?
Well, I was asking you
Oh, well,
because I answered one of your questions. Aren't you supposed to answer one of mine? Not
I'll
supposed
answer
to.
after you.
Okay, fine. So, who or what gave me my foundation in music or love? Two fabulous women come to mind from my childhood. My elementary school music and choir teacher, Miss Brown, Susan Brown, who became Susan Charles after she got married halfway through my elementary school experience. She taught me all of the parts of the orchestra, string section, uh, woodwinds, percussion. She would come to the kindergarten class and do these teach-ins about music. And I remember the way she would say, bassoon. She would sing all of the different parts of an
Cute.
orchestra.
I
And
love that.
she's the one who taught me in advanced choir, because of course I was in advanced choir even in elementary school. She taught me about two-part harmony. She taught me piano and the basics of that. She really inspired my childhood musicianship. The other person who comes to mind, I'm still friends with her on Facebook, is Miss Felicia Bishop, who was Felicia Nelson, because people get married. And she taught me, I do not play it well, and I'm not going to play it today, but she did teach me, and Tara and the Priolo Foundation got this for me. Maybe I will play it. What's it? And she taught me how to be C. Thank you so much. Thank you. She taught me, as I'm now teaching students, how simple and complex music is. Music is a metaphor for our lives. To a lot of people, it looks like crazy notes on the page and crazy markings. And they're really simple in the execution of them, like I just did. But man, oh man, this lady taught me recorder and also concert flute. And I'm not sure if you knew that I was a concert band competition, competitive band geek.
I never think it's flute, but yes, I did know that about you.
Yeah, it got me into the advanced levels of elementary school music. It got me into honors band in middle school. I traveled all over the country competing in honors bands, and had the band boosters and all of that. So those two ladies, one of which I still talk to pretty frequently on Facebook, and I thank her all the time for the foundation she gave me in music and how it opened me up. Music was a place where I wasn't bullied. People could talk about the way I walked. They could talk about the way I talked. They could talk about me trying to be, Mr. Smarty Pants and all of these different things. But music was something that gave me joy that people also enjoyed about me. And having a foundation in self-love that's anchored in the music. And those ladies loved me and loved my musicianship. They saw me as the adult I am now as a child. Like, this kid's going to become one of us. And now I've got camaraderie with those music teachers. And that's why I find camaraderie with you. And I still talk with Miss Nelson, who now has kids of her own, has been teaching for a long time because I'm up there. So yeah, that's my answer. Who or what gave you your foundation in music and love?
Multi-leveled. And some of y'all, especially this week, that are like, she's the resident atheist. So I'll tell y'all, my grandma and my mom, my mom's mom and my mom, were always humming, singing. They're definitely people that are in the kitchen pitter pattering, and they're humming while they do it. My mom also, and I guess I should ask her where she learned piano initially, because my mom always, like, anywhere that we would go that had a piano, she would always play chopsticks on the piano. Like, she would literally just like, and that was like the only song she could play for forever and ever. But then when I was 5, maybe 4, but I think 5, she put me in piano lessons, and she took piano lessons with me. And so we took piano lessons together for years, and played duets and like all this stuff. Like, there's a book in my music room right now, which is through that wall, y'all. It's Bluebird on My Shoulders, and it is a duet that my mom and I played when I was probably like 6 or 7. And we learned piano from a lady named Jennifer Novak Haar. And she is my friend on Facebook, so I do see a lot of her. So I started with piano And then I moved to oboe, and then I really got serious about singing. I was in children's choirs, and many of you know that. But the other place that really cultivated um, my love of music was the church. My mom was a worship leader on the contemporary worship team at the Lutheran church. And so, you know, when Dr. Flo does the white canon, the open the eyes of my heart, Lord. My mom was up there singing alto, okay? So mama was up there singing alto, and now you know she'll still break out into that song. So that's the what. And then the other person who I feel like was really instrumental, at least in the way that I pursued my vocal music, was my fifth and sixth grade uh, choir teacher. And his name was Mr. Sayer. And I'm sure he's dead now, but I wouldn't know. But he was very gray when I had him. And that was also a long time ago, y'all. God, we both look younger than we are. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Praise
Oh,
the Lord. That
praise the Lord.
black don't crack. Okay.
Yes.
That is the utter truth. Um, but I had a recorder like Dr. Flo in choir, and we got to put names on masking tape to identify which recorder was ours because we left it in the music room. And he said to me, he said, Tara, I don't think you should put Tara on there. I think you should put Miss Solo on there. And he was the like first and maybe only teacher that was like, you were born to do solos. And I got like every solo in fifth and sixth grade. I did the all state choir, I did the honors choir, I did all of it, child. I did all of it. And like there are so many pictures. Just ask my daddy. Daddy probably has them in a box, okay? Because he has all of that documented. And my grandpa probably had the VHS tapes rolling, like, you know. So yeah, so those are the my like earliest memories of um music and the things that caused me to continue to pursue, because right after elementary school, that I started children's choir like at the end of my sixth grade year. So seventh and eighth grade I was in one choir, and we traveled regionally, and then by ninth grade I was in the highest choir. And that's where I met Anthony Tracek King, who was one of my few Black directors, and learned one of my first spirituals under him, at least in the like classical canon and all of these things. And that just really was like the direction. So yeah. Yeah.
These things form us. They make us better people. We are our people. We really are. And as Tony would say, people are a great resource. And the memories of these people and the encouragement of these people is something that just lingers in the air of our lives, even if they're no longer physically focused and with us. Maya Angelou says, when you rise, take everybody who supported you, whether they're on the earth or whether they have transitioned. When you are rising and ascending, take everybody with you. And we're grateful for our teachers and those who loved us enough to encourage us in our artistry. Once again, remember that music brings safety, stability, belonging, and connection. And we hope that you enjoyed connecting with us today. Quickly, I'm going to pull up our website, which is over at lovedandlovable.bio.link. There are opportunities to connect with us. And you may not be in a position right now to be honest, open, willing, and available enough to connect with all of us, but we would love to grow the network. That looks like going to our Love and Action store, perhaps donating to us through the portal and keeping the lights on and keeping things moving forward. You may want to connect with me through a text chat or call over on WhatsApp. You may want to go to the box office and grab tickets to our live events that are held daily online, or check out our events calendar, which will soon include NFL games and game nights and all kinds of fun things happening that pop up. You can get a prequel, if you will, to life and how we live it daily there. There's also our Love and Action network services pricing for performance coaching, business coaching, life coaching, and personal and professional development. We would love to have you in my mastermind program. It's about $25 a week sliding scale, allowing people to connect and grow their dreams in a real, meaningful way. There's also signups for donation-based help in the areas of vocal performance and marketing and business development and tech support. Or you may want to apply to be part of Dr. Flow and the Love Experience, or come and join our team that amplifies this loved and lovable message to what we predict will be soon 800,000 people a year. We've also got community feeds. And I'm going to refresh this because I actually...
I said, oh, I guess I'm going over the website.
I'm going to refresh it. I'm going to refresh the right screen and stuff. I thought I clicked into that screen. I clicked back over. We now have a new community feed added. I just did a number on myself in front of everybody, loved and lovable. That's so much fun. We've got the LIA newsletter on Substack, the LIA WhatsApp community, our Instagram channel, now added today. While we were in the room, I put our Facebook Messenger bridge, because I know some of you really like Facebook and you really like Messenger, and some of you check Messenger more than any other platform. So we're back announcing and flaring the community there if that is your soup du jour. There's also the Dr. Flow official fan club, our clubhouse group. There's my rants on Threads. You can also leave a message that we're going to play on the air shortly. Programs like our membership check-in, Dr. Flow and the Love Experience, Unfuckwithable with Flow, which I talked about earlier, our daily interactive rooms on Clubhouse. We've got mock auditions and business rooms and audition prep rooms that are active. Get those tickets up at the box office. For the People's Cabaret, which is a program that will come back soon to highlight the time and talent and treasures of people who want to be seen in their happiness, their healthiness, and their freedom. And also this Pleasure Activism Book Club and a few other readings that we're going to be doing online, including this little gag book that our super fan Angie got for us. You can also take action through Tara's website. She's an amazing facilitator and organizer of magic, and she's doing amazing things personally and professionally. Check out her website and her link tree through our website. We're also calling for justice for Charles McNair. He's a gentleman who's been falsely imprisoned for decades in North Carolina. We care about him a bit more than the people in the community do, frankly, and we keep speaking his name because he's making 30 cents a day. And he should not be making 30 cents a day. And his health is declining. They're not taking care of this Black man because of anti-Blackness in our society. And he's serving a harsh sentence as revenge for things speakable and unspeakable. And so we speak Charles's name today because we care about humans. Same thing goes for the children and the men and women in Gaza. 2 million starving as we speak. We have to continue to speak love and truth and be the voice for the voiceless. You can also check out our membership directory and our map. Our resources page has tons of wonderful things like the emotions wheels, which we haven't reviewed in our community in a while, but I cannot wait to get back to that because God knows we need it. And if you want to also view our mission and our standards and what we stand for, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You can check that out as the bottom link of our site. Tara, what did I not include?
Adopt a Black artist. If you're Black and you're an artist, we would love for you to apply. I think that's it. I think so. Yeah.
That was the one that I skipped over between the People's Cabaret and Pleasure Activism Book Club. Yeah, Adopt a Black artist. We would love to take you under our wing. There's tons of Black artists that we meet. Some of them are scared of us. Some of them play spiritual whack-a-mole. But y'all need websites. You need link trees. You need cover letters. You need resumes. You need reel overlays. You need handouts to be sticky and attractive. Using the law of attraction, even to be attractive in the universe, you have to amplify something. You have to say Marco so that the universe can say Polo. And so we want to help Black artists, especially because they are sometimes the most, or so-called Black artists, right? Sometimes they are the most marginalized, and they deserve our help and our love, even if it's not popular. And so those are our programs. We hope that you enjoyed today's boost. And on behalf of Poppy Water 33 on our leadership team, Tara Pratt Olo Studio, myself, Andre in the Flow, we want to thank y'all for watching and holding space for love daily. Love is why we are here, and we continue to do that work by encouraging, equipping, and empowering people of all backgrounds to use their time, talent, and treasure for good trouble in their dreams. And I hope you enjoyed us. We see you, Nisi and Loretta and Tony and all the people who frequent uh, the television show on Substack and also listen to us on Spotify, and my TikTok friends, my loved and lovable buddies. Thank y'all for stopping by over on TikTok and just being yourselves. You're easy to love. We will continue to love you. We'll see you soon.